Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 24 in the ESV for June 24th, 2023. Be not envious of evil men, nor desire to be with them, for their hearts devise violence, and their lips talk of trouble. By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is full of strength, and a man of knowledge enhances his might. For by wise guidance you can wage your war, and in abundance of counselors there's victory. Wisdom is too high for a fool, in the gate he does not open his mouth. Whoever plans to do evil will be called a schemer. The devising of folly is sin, and the scoffer is an abomination to mankind. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Rescue those who are being taken away to death. Hold back those who are stumbling to the slaughter. If you say, Behold, we did not know this, does not he who weighs the heart perceive it? Does not he who keeps watch over your soul know it? And will he not repay according to his work? My son, eat honey, for it's good, and the drippings of the honeycomb are sweet to your taste. Know that wisdom is such to your soul. If you find it, there will be a future, and your hope will not be cut off. Lie not in wait as a wicked man against the dwelling of the righteous. Do no violence to his home. For the righteous falls 7 times and rises again, but the wicked stumble in times of calamity. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and let not your heart be glad when he stumbles, lest the Lord see it and be displeased, and turn away his anger from him. Fret not yourself because of evildoers, and be not envious of the wicked, for the evil man has no future, and the lamp of the wicked will be put out. My son, fear the Lord and the king, and do not join with those who do otherwise, for disaster will arise suddenly from them, and who knows the ruin that will come from them both. These are also sayings of the wise. Partiality in judgment is not good. Whoever says to the wicked, You are in the right, will be cursed by the peoples and abhorred by the nations. But those who rebuke the wicked have delight, and a good blessing will come upon them. Whoever gives an honest answer kisses the lips. Prepare your work outside and get everything ready for yourself in the field, and after that, build your house. Be not a witness against your neighbor without cause, and do not deceive with your lips. Do not say, I will do to him as he's done to me. I'll pay the man back for what he has done. I passed by the field of a sluggard, by the vineyard of a man lacking sense, and behold, it was all overgrown with thorns. The ground was covered with nettles, and its stone wall was broken down. Then I saw and considered it. I looked and received instruction. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man. So we're on like attempt 6. Right, because I kept stumbling over my words, and something that was said at dude meeting was rattling around in my brain, knocking my tongue off track. So it is what it is. It wasn't an untrue statement. Perhaps my offense is adding any meaning or other things to it. And then some things that I said at the meeting this morning, maybe I shouldn't have used the words that I did, because I don't want to speak ill over myself. A lot on the cheetah brain right now. So let's see where we at. There are a lot of people in the news or in our media, and they are not, at least from what we understand about them, good people, but they're very successful, and they have all the things, right? But we're specifically told to not want to be with them, or don't be jealous of what they got, because they'll get what they get in the end. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. I don't know, man. Last month or so, all the failings I've been having, it's like, I know we talk about like self-care and mental health, and this and that, but you got to hold yourself to a high standard. And when you fail, you got to keep it a buck. So this is what's been rattling in my head lately, where it's like, when I don't master my thoughts, my mouth, or my day, if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. If you watch Stephen Hay, failure, emotional damage. That's what's going through my head. It's like, I know I can do this, or I know I can get this done. And it's like, would this happen or that happen? But you're managing X, Y. That doesn't matter. A standard is a standard is a standard, and if you fail, you missed it. Why you failed? Well, maybe your strength is too small. But strength implies muscle. Muscle implies tone. Tone implies that if I'm doing something every day, reading the word, speaking the word, working out, schooling, learning, whatever I'm doing, it's a muscle, right? So strength can be small, but I'm searching for the right words. In Jesus' name, it can be, you can build yourself up. So, I don't know, man. 24:10, that's what's been rattling around for me. It's like, don't be weak. Make your strength better. Make yourself better. Make your strength greater. That's the motto on this channel, right? Is every day a little bit better, or at least the spirit behind it. We have a duty to help other people, and if we turn a blind eye to it, behold, I didn't know he was struggling. I didn't know he was going to kill himself. I didn't know that was going on in his life, hers, what have you. But you kind of knew. You knew that there was a problem, and you just didn't, as Pastor Mike's been talking about, you didn't be curious. Be curious, And when the Spirit moves you, let him speak through you to somebody. You don't know what any person on the street is struggling from, let alone some of your friends sometimes. I leveled a criticism at the guys this morning that I don't want to be part of a house church, that I'm the only one being transparent and keeping it a buck. Like, I'm quick to lay it on the table and to live out in front of people. It was told to me in high school that I'm larger than life, but that I also am very transparent. And there was a long time where that was only partially true. So, I don't want to be in a house church that everybody just gets together and laments and complains, but just hanging out, loving on each other a little bit, pleasant conversation, reflecting on the message, and then, oh yeah, Sheila bought a Honda, everybody. It's not doing it for me, y'all. We gotta go. So it's like, it's unpleasant. I know not everybody's marriage is perfect here. I know it. And I don't want you to air your dirty laundry to me. I just need some real talk. You know what I'm saying? When I want to talk about what I'm struggling with in my marriage, when my wife wants to talk about it, or personal thoughts, you know what I mean? Not necessarily like marriage stuff or kids or work. She's been struggling with work for years at this point because it's been so toxic, and praise Jesus, everybody prayed for her a couple of weeks ago, and lo and behold, position came out of nowhere and she got it. So we're going to keep following the path laid out in front of us. And we've got our goals, we've got stuff that we want, but somewhere in the New Testament where it's like, you shouldn't say we're going to go to the city and live there and make a bunch of money. You should say, I think it's Jesus. No, it's probably Paul. Saying, you shouldn't say that. You should say, if the Lord wills, we're going to do these things. And that's how I've been trying to live my life for the last year or two and going forward. Is like, I got plans. I want to buy an RV. I want to do travel homeschooling. I want to be around my family more, if not move back down there. I got to figure out my house situation. And I've been building a food forest at the house, which I want to just do itinerantly at all of my friends' houses and properties and public spaces. And then I want to teach. So, and then my wife might move from her position of travel nursing, although she wants to be back in the home so that I can be working full time and she can be with the boys, and I'm okay with that too. But whatever's going to happen is going to happen as a result of our willingness to listen to the Lord and the plan, right? Because if we force it, if we shoehorn it, we might get back on track. It might cost us a couple of years. I don't want to cost any more years. Does not he who keeps watch over your soul know it? This is the verse I stumbled over so much. And will he not repay man according to his work? But then, we're supposed to not have schadenfreude watching someone get their just desserts from the Lord, because then the Lord will be mad at our sin of rejoicing in their punishment and turn his wrath away from them. So, it's a weird position where it's like, don't pray for evil, don't repay people for evil. The Lord will repay for evil, and then when he does, you better not get enjoyment out of it, or they won't see the full punishment that you wanted them to see. Celestial math, I guess. I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, the flesh part of us is like, yeah, get some, right? We're not supposed to delight in that happening, If anything, Jesus said we're supposed to come alongside them and serve them and pray for them and love them. So, hey, I know you're going through a hard time and you totally deserve it, but, here for you. For the righteous falls 7 times and rises again. I know we're not supposed to take, little fortune cookies out of the Bible, and that's bad practice and stuff, but you know what? Whatever. How to faith a life? Come at me, faith. Bang, bang. For the righteous falls 7 times and rises again. You want to tell me I can't fortune cookie that? Come at me. At me. I should at her. She would hate that. She got a very serious channel on Bible study, and I'm just, sitting on the handlebars out here. For the righteous falls 7 times and rises again. You just, I reshare a post every so often that I made a long time ago, and it's like, sometimes all you can do is look in the mirror and tell yourself, stay friggin' standing. I didn't use that language. Stay standing, Cheetah. Just stay standing. It's like, a boxer getting up, punch drunk. He doesn't know which way is up or down, but he finds his way to his feet. You just gotta stay on your feet. So, when you fall, you get back up. What's that movie? Was that also Blow? No, it was a different movie, but it's like, it was Batman Begins, right? Why do we fall, Master Bruce? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up. So every failure is an opportunity to learn. Every failure and happenstance is an opportunity to reflect and to get that incorrect alignment and perspective with the Lord. I was trying to relay the story with the car to the guys, and it's like, yeah, and it's like, no, it could have been coincidence, but when somebody tells you, when I'm sitting in the car trying to control my emotions and tell the Hulk, just shh, let me figure out what to do here, be a smart Hulk. Thank you, Jesus, for not letting this happen to us in the middle of Alabama with 3 kids. 2/3 of the way through the trip or halfway through the trip and not being able to get home. Thank you for the minor inconvenience to test my patience, or to give me an opportunity to let me master myself a little bit more and be an example for the kids, right? And then this guy comes out with a box and tells me, after telling me while we were talking about it, that they don't carry this part. This is like a Nissan thing, and Nissan specific, and the metals are bad, and this, that, and the other. And comes out with the box. And he says, something told me. That's the way he phrased it. Something kept telling me. I kept hearing, basically, not... I don't know how he put it. He didn't say himself. He kept saying, something told me I need to look. And if I didn't look, that I would be upset, basically. So he looked, and they had the part. Call it a coincidence. I'm going to praise Jesus for it. Jesus can do what he will with that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I know it jumped around, as far as like fretting out of evildoers and the Lord will repay, things like that, but just shooting from the hip here, everybody. And then the second half of it, last third of it with the sayings. There's plenty here. And I've considered verse 27 before on here, where it's like, you just got to do the prep work. I heard yesterday, I didn't get to share it with one of the guys who I thought needed to hear it. I'll hit him later, but aggressive patience. There was a word for it, and now I forget. It's like, you're not just waiting on things to fall from the sky. You're working hard every day towards the waypoint, the vision, the thing that you're supposed to be working towards. And every day you get screwed up a little, and every day you're not going to get as much done. Very occasionally you'll surprise yourself. But the point is that every day you just get a little done, a little more, one more step in the journey. And every day feels like trudging. And then you turn around and you look and you're like, oh, I've come a long way. I'm still... Is it Zig Ziglar? I'm all about the terrible quotes today, I suppose. Like, I think it was Zig Ziglar. No, that's wrong too. But it's like, I'm not where I want to be, but thank God that I'm not where I was. I butchered that. If anybody's watching that and knows the quote, leave it in the comments for me. All two of you guys. But I really appreciate anybody who takes the time to sit with me. And yeah, finally, I'm trying to work today. Not a lot of deliveries going on. I got a shift later for deliveries, but it's base pay. It's not great. You know what? I'd rather work than not work. So there's that. And I think I've said this before, but overgrown with thorns, that's terrible. I just pulled every blackberry I could find from the front of my yard. I got another little patch. I really want to let it go. I can't afford to. It's just going to take over the front yard. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do there. But overgrown with thorns is not good, especially for a vineyard. Just trying to move through it. It's getting my clothes, the kids. I got more pinholes than who knows. One of them went through my cuticle, which is just the worst, man. But no more sleep, no more slumber. Even this morning, I just wanted to snuggle 5 minutes with my girl, and I did so. I snoozed the alarm, and I snoozed it again, and I realized, like, that was my time to get some other stuff done before I left the house. So no more little sleep, little slumber, little folding of the hands to rest. It's only, like the clip goes, execute, execute, execute. I'm glad I showed my kiddos that, because now my oldest boy has that in his head, that your team, your whole life, everything that you planned, everything that you stand for is depending on you to get up, to get ready, make ready, and then pull the cord. Execute, 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 and unleash hell on whatever you're supposed to be doing. So that's what I'm going to do with the rest of my day, or at least try to. Go with God, be blessed. Thanks for hanging out with me for 20 minutes, if you did.